This is without a doubt the fastest way to $100,000 a month with your coaching or consulting business, and in this video I'll show you the exact 6 steps that it takes. But I'll also walk you through why I'm not doing it and what I'm doing instead. So for context, who is this guy that will break down 6 steps to $100,000 a month, and why is he not doing it? Well, I've actually done it twice. I did it with my first coaching business where I started with 900 followers on Instagram and 0 YouTube channel, where I launched it in February 2023, and 8 months later, in the month of August, we did $110,000 in revenue, 200 book calls, and 35 sales. We realized that we had something that was working here. Through a lot of trial and error, we had a system now that was working. So what we decided to do was to call up our friends in Germany, who were also running a content agency at the time, because they also wanted to get into consulting. So what we did was that we duplicated the entire 6 steps process into the German market with a German course, German ads, German personal brand, German closing team, you get it. And then we actually did 99,000 euros in revenue in 5 months. So this is not luck. There is something to this system, and in this video I'll break you down the 6-step process so that you can duplicate it, but only if it's a business that you'd actually like to run, because every single thing in life comes with a consequence. When you say A, you say B. But let's get into the breakdown so that you actually get something for your money here. The first thing you need, which is kind of like the foundation and the cornerstone of your coaching business and consulting business in this case, is the offer. It is the thing that you promise people. It is what you're selling, the transformation, and the reason to why people should decide to go with you or someone else. You need a no-brain offer, because this funnel, as you can imagine, 900 followers from scratch to $100,000 a month in 8 months, it's not really the social proof that is the biggest here, right? It is simply just the offer that needs to be extremely strong. What you need is a very specific outcome that your audience wants. Then you need a very specific time frame of that outcome happening in, and then you need a promise, because why would else people trust you, right? So you can see our offer here. Learn how to add $5,000, very specific, of monthly revenue to your business within 6 months, the time frame, or get all your money back and an extra $5,000, and then in the end here, a line of social proof. The most important thing here is that you've actually done it yourself. I took my marketing agency to 30K a month with my partner Jeppe before we decided to teach others on how to do it. So the first step is to nail in the offer. Once you have the offer, you can build everything around the offer. The offer is what is tailoring everything together. It is the DNA, it is the red thread, so to say. So once you have the offer locked in, it is now time to package it into a very specific funnel. The funnel that we run in this case is a VSL funnel. We want it to be as automated as possible, simply because we want extremely high volume into the mechanism, into the well-oiled machine that will then hopefully put out calls on calendar to our sales team that then will end up closing. So as you can see, we have the title here, which is basically the headline. It's your offer, right? And then what we are selling on the landing page is not the product. We are selling the video. We need people to give us our email so that we can retarget them. We need them to give their details so that they can get the video in return. So the whole landing page here is focusing on selling people the video, right? So here's what you'll learn in the video. Here's how to get access, and here's how the video will look. There's a lock on it so people know that they need to give some personal details in order to watch the video. That is the trade-off we're making here, right? Here's the video. It is simply just me breaking down 7.5 minutes of social proof and talking about my own journey. A fun note is actually that I've shot my VSL over 45 times, because every time we would measure all KPIs and then we would look at the video, and then once we had a drop-off, I would shoot the exact same video, change one thing in the drop-off, and then continue. And then I did that 45 times until I had the perfect VSL. So I realized a fun thing that you can add down is that the more you talk about the business model, the more people leave. Especially when you sell a B2C, a beginner's offer, and you work with people who have no experience. They would watch the video. The people that were interested could apply for a 100% free strategy call. And then they would get taken to a thank you page for booking the call with FAQ, links to my YouTube channel, and student testimonials. And then they would end up in a pre-call flow to make sure that they would actually show up to the call. Once you have the funnel in place, right, the whole point here, sell the video, get people's information so that you can retarget and get them to book a call. That is the whole point of this thing. So now that we have kind of like the funnel set in place, we need traffic. And when you have 900 followers at Instagram, traffic is not really a luxury that you have. So what do? You go to paid ads. Iman Ghazi, Alex Homosi, and Frederick Pahus pays the exact same amount of money to reach 1,000 people on Meta. And I learned to realize that was my unique advantage, because I didn't have the organic presence that they had. I didn't have the social proof. But me and my partner Jeppe were really good at paid ads, and we were willing to outspend everyone else in order to get to our goal. Because this funnel requires extreme volume. It needs a lot of people into that ecosystem, into that system, into that funnel. What ads are great at is also predictability. The whole point of running ads is you realizing what you are paying to acquire a customer and then reverse engineering the entire process, right? The ultimate goal is to find the desired cost per acquisition. So let's say you sell a $5,000 product and you are willing to pay $1,000 for a purchase. That is the only thing that you should worry about when you wake up in the morning and when you go to bed. How can I make sure that these numbers are in check? And there's a lot of numbers in between, and I'll walk you through them. And once you have the desired CPA, you double down. And then once you double down and you put more volume into the machine, typically the machine will start breaking somewhere because there's too much volume, too much stress. And then it's your job as the founder of fixing these things. So it's very simple, right? We would get a sale, and that would be equivalent to us dividing the sale with total cash collected from that sale and divided with ad spend, which would be our cost per acquisition, right? Then we could backtrace everything. What was the closing rate? How many people had to show up on a call before our sales team actually converted them? How many people that booked the call showed up? What did we actually pay for someone that booked a call? Well, how many people watched the VSL till the end? How many people watched the VSL in the beginning? How many people gave their information to watch the VSL? And how many people clicked through the ad to end on the landing page? And how many people did actually watch the ad? And once you had all of these numbers, you could start reverse engineering. So we had a master sheet. This is what the sheet looks like. It would track every single number of the funnel in one big sheet. It was like ad spend, impressions, views, all of these things. And Jeppe and I, my previous business partner, we would fill this sheet out religiously every single day. And what we had done was that we color coded the sheet, right? Because we knew that if all numbers, if we could set an individual number, an individual KPI for all of these brackets and columns, and if they were green, we had the business that we wanted. The dream business, dream cost per acquisition, well-oiled machine that would take us to our goals. But if just one number was red, we needed to fix it, and we needed to fix it as soon as possible, right? And this machine will never run perfectly. There was probably a bottleneck every day, right? So it's high stress, it is high fixing, but we would fix it one thing at a time, right? So for example, if once we increase the ad spend, the frequency of our ads being shown also increased. If people watch the same ad over and over again, not as many people will click on the ad to go onto the landing page. And you're probably thinking now, but Fred, does it really matter that many people are not clicking on your ads? Yes, because if there's not a lot of people, not as many as we want to, that is clicking on the ad onto the landing page, not as many people are giving their information, watching the video, booking a call, showing up, buying, right? So every single number is equally as important as the other. So once you've nailed paid ads and you now have a large amount of traffic running into this funnel, you will see call bookings come through. Let me fix this. There we go. And what you need with a lot of call bookings is a sales team, because the whole point and the goal of getting a sales team is to acquire a customer without you as the founder being involved. Because then we have what everyone wants in life, right? A system that runs on autopilot, a automatic business, you make money while you sleep type thing. Or at least that's what you think. So well, here is all of the numbers that we tracked for our closers, all of the outcomes in terms of how much cash, deposits, split pays, their conversion rate, show rate, objections, and sources of where the call was coming from. Because you realize, just like in a funnel, in a sales call process, there is actually the same amount of things that can go wrong or right, because there are so many things to a sales call. Like, what is a sales call even? Well, there is the introduction, discovery, there is giving feedback to the prospect, opening up for question, controlling the conversation, pitching, objection handling, and hopefully closing. And a sales call can break in every part of that funnel, right? And then we did the same for setter tracking. You'll realize that when you run the VSL funnel that I just showed you, you'll also get a lot of traffic onto your Instagram, because a lot of people will be like, who is this guy running this ad? Let me see his profile. You'll also get a lot of followers. I have 20,000 followers on Instagram, and I've never gone viral. This means that all of this traffic is from paid ads. And I've grown significantly because of these ads, okay? So we also had an Instagram setter in place that where we would track how many convos they started, how many answered, how many call offerings, how many calls booked, how many shows, and cash collected, right? Same exact process as the VSL. And when all numbers are in check, Mr. Homer Simpson, as he says, repeat the process. Because once you have the cost per acquisition of acquiring clients without you being involved, right, you can duplicate it. Because when you as the founder is involved in the sales process, the numbers will always look inflated and better because you're the face. You always have a lot more authority than a sales team, right? So once we had a closer that wasn't me, a setter that wasn't me, and a funnel that was well-oiled and working, we could duplicate the entire thing. When one closer had his calendar full, hire a new one, double ad spend, fix bottlenecks, and repeat. We did that until we had 3 full-time closers, and then it started breaking so much at $217,000 a month. It broke so much that we couldn't fix it. I wasn't capable of that. I wasn't the right business owner at that time for actually fixing that. And I 100% admit that I wasn't smart enough or good enough at fixing how I could go from 217K a month to 300K. And that's just how it is, right? It's always you at the end of the day. It's not really, there are people making millions with a VSL funnel. I just couldn't fix it, you know? Now that you get a solid inflow of clients without you being involved, it's time for the next goal. How can you remove yourself from the client managing side of things, the service delivery, right? So what we did was that we hired a client success manager. The way that these things work was that students would hop on an onboarding call with our head coach. Let me just move this up a little bit. An onboarding call with the head coach, where we would set expectations. They would meet the person that would coach them, and then they would get a student sheet with all of their personal KPIs that our head coach could follow along. Then they would be added into an internal CRM where the 2 head coaches could follow up and see where every single student were at in their journey. Have they booked their first sales call? Have they gotten their first client? How much monthly revenue are they doing? Where are they at? And what problems are they facing, right? Because an external CRM is equally important as an internal CRM, right? Main thing was making them a tailored game plan. That was like our unique selling point was unlimited one-on-one coaching, so that you could always get tailored help based on your needs. So get them a tailored game plan and then do constant check-ins and then repeat the process to make sure that people is always happy. Because what happens in business and with coaching, mentoring, and basically any service business that you're providing in this world, right, is that your customers will have one problem, then you fix it, and then they'll have another. And the businesses that have the highest lifetime value are the businesses that are the best at constantly identifying their client new problems and then constantly pitching them a new solution, right? We had amazing student results. This is without a doubt the thing I'm the most proud of this business, is that it had such high volume, and I know that we did a guaranteed offer and a quick sales funnel. I know that we also pushed people over the line on the sales calls because we knew that it was the best for them. But I can comfortably say today that I have a great relationship with every single student. I always measure it. I remember when I put my head on the pillow, I was like, if I met a student, no matter which student it was, would I be happy of seeing them on the street? Would they greet me? Would I greet them? And I can comfortably say yes. So you can see some awesome student results. All of the people that we work with were beginners, and it was such a cool business. But the whole point was find someone that can manage your clients. It can be an existing student. It can be a person that has the resume of also having have been running an agency. Our head coaches had both ran their agency to more than 5 to 6K a month, which was kind of the criteria for us, right? Because we were helping beginners from 0 to 5K a month. Remember the offer in the beginning, right? Everything is built around that. So now we had the offer, right? The offer was proven. It was working. People wanted it. It solved the problem. It provided them a desired outcome that they really, really wanted. And it got them a promised outcome in a time frame. Then we had the funnel, right? It was a well-oiled machine. People got through. They showed up on our sales team's calendar. They were booked in. They were closed. They got a great relationship and a great service from our client success managers. Then it is your job as the founder of seeing how you can add 10, 15, 20% of profit or lifetime value or recurring revenue to that well-oiled machine, because it will start to break if you don't fix lifetime value, right? So what we did was that we created a go high level white label software called System Scaling Online that is still running to this day. It is my partner Jeppe who owns it. He's also himself into software. He's an amazing guy. So it still runs to this day. It was a $97 software that we offered to our students. So instead of them using ClickFunnels and Calendly and Airtable and all of these like individual softwares, they could get it all in one. And we had a full-time guy helping the students and everyone who was on the software. It cash collected in total in the time that I was involved with it, 150K. It was doing 10 to 12, some months even 15K a month in recurring revenue just from having this low ticket offer to our audience. And they got a great experience. It was super cool. We hosted 2 masterminds and a big student event in a way for upsell. We lost money on the physical student event. It was like a big meetup with dinner, and it was such a good experience. You can see a little video here of me meeting all of the students. It's unreal. Like, so many people showed up from all around the world to just come and chill and meet each other. All young people who have been through our course. Like, it's probably the most insane day of my life, to be fair. Then we did masterminds, which was for an exclusive group of people that was making a specific amount of money online. So like past these 5K, that was our initial offer. They have new problems now, right? So we hosted 2 physical masterminds, one in Cyprus and one in Greece, where we taught people through workshops how to go from 5 to 10K a month to 20 to 25K a month. A mastermind would look something like this. We would rent a very big villa and then get people there and then do workshops, and we would do events and like all of these cool things. And it was amazing experiences. And then we also added a recurring membership. We didn't get the most of data because then the business, we shut it down. Me and my partners split up and went separate ways. I've talked about this on my channel, so I don't really need to in this video. But we offered people a recurring membership to continue the access to one-on-one group calls and all future updates to the program for $299 or $399 a month. We didn't get a lot of data, but at its highest, it was doing 3 to 5K a month in recurring revenue. But then it got shut down because we went different ways, which kind of leads me into the next thing now. So Fred, now what? And why are you not just doing this again? Like, it's clearly proven. It's clearly that you've done it twice. Why are you not just on your own now, going out and starting this 100K a month business with the roadmap that you have? Well, there are, as good as it sounds, there are always, as I said in the beginning, consequences to the choices that you make. When you say A, you say B, right? And there's a large shift happening in the market right now. So basically, I got tired of the high volume, high stress, a lot of team members and employees. That burned me out. It wasn't the business that I was looking for, to be completely honest. So when I shut that business down, I was stuck. I was in between these 2 boxes that you see on screen right here. I was here, right? I could either go the Bali vacation guy, which is full organic, no team, don't take any sales calls, only do coaching, 10-hour work weeks with an content ecosystem of like-minded clients. When I looked at these people, I felt like they were retired because I came from 80-hour work weeks and high stress, like 10 hours a week. I'm like, this is not for me. I'm 25 years old. I'm fine with working. I like my work. And it's lifestyle first. And then we have the buy or die, which was kind of where I was coming from. Insane ad spend, big team, guaranteed offer, sales team, 8-hour work week, constant fixing of constraints, because if one KPI wasn't in check, your business was going down. Constant fixes, right? One funnel, taking people and dragging them through that VSL until they would book a call and show. And there was no longevity. And the main thing here was acquisition first. And here it was lifestyle first. And I felt like there wasn't something for me here. There's actually an Instagram reel of me at William Brown's mastermind saying, hey, Will, how can I scale with purpose? I don't want to be the guy that's retired in Bali, and I don't want to be the Dubai guru who guarantees people outcomes and has a big team. I want to find something in between. And at that time, I didn't feel like there was something in between. So I spent the last 8 months of creating something in between, which is my digital coffee shop. I have a full video breaking it down on my channel. But to summarize it, instead of going full ham on ads or no ads, I decided to go, how about I always keep a rule for myself that is I have to spend 10% of my monthly profits on ads, right? This means that I'll constantly invest back into the business because it is the highest return ever. Like I remember when I turned on ads for my first coaching business, right? We were doing $100 a day, and the first 7 days, no sales. Then on day 8, we made a sale. And back then, when we started it, the offer was 3.5K. And I was like, I just turned $700 into 3.5K. That is 2.8K in profit after fees, 2.7. But I need to split it with my partner. But that is still $1,300 straight profit right into Frederick's pocket here from just like putting magical internet money into a Meta ad account and then getting it back onto my personal account. I was like, so I'm a big advocate and fan of ads. It gives you predictability. It makes you sleep good at night, right? I always tell people at least $1,000 to $1,500 a month on ads, or else it's simply not worth it. And then at least a 4-month period. So this means that if you're doing below 10, 15K, which is the equivalent to the 10% of profit, you should just sacrifice some profit to accelerate your business faster, right? Instead of having a big team and then no team, I still wanted help with my content. I needed an editor. I need someone to take care of operations, because the economy that we're in now, the way that the consulting space is moving, is that the people that will win the most are the people that can have the highest output of quality content. The only way that you can produce a high quality and a high amount of quality content is if you're really good at what you do and you have team members in place that can help you with that process, because you should be creating, right, at all times. But it's also important to say that you should serve your clients first and then create, because this is something that I've discovered recently, is that the best content that I can create is actually just the solutions that I create for the problems that my clients has. Because my clients are also the people that are potential clients. So if I can serve my clients the best possible way and then document and show how I'm fixing their problems in real time, people will come to me because they also want what I'm doing for my clients, right? So, and then a mix. Sales team, no sales calls here. A mix of the two. The best of both worlds, so to say. Because I think no sales calls can only truly be done if you are selling the vehicle of no sales calls, right? You shouldn't take sales calls. I'll teach you how to sell without sales calls. So here is me selling without sales calls. It's only top 0.1% that has the authority, that has the proof of concept to sell without sales calls. People like you and I, we still have to get in the trenches and hop on calls sometimes. But it's a mix. My goal is to have so good marketing that I get easy sales. And when I jump on calls, I'm 90% sure that I'll push this person over the line. If not, then my time is better spent on content resources, making awesome YouTube series, YouTube videos, making a sales doc, these things. But you should never be afraid to take sales calls. It's amazing feedback. And it is you, basically, if you have something that helps people, right, you can push them over the line and get them to work with you by simply you positioning yourself as an authority on a 15-minute call, telling them how you would solve their problems. And typically people are so sold that they will move ahead with you. So you have the obligation there if you can actually serve, right? Instead of being stuck with one offer to one group of people, I was tired of that in short form society. I felt limited by only serving one group of people, a audience that wasn't me. So now I just have a core product, the thing that I'm really good at, which is scaling consulting businesses. I have a specific framework that I use, specific offer sheet, ads framework, appointment setting process, trackers and processes and decision making that I've packaged into a core product. And I can deliver it done for you. I have a marketing agency. I have 2 partners that runs it, so I'm not involved in the day-to-day actions, but it's my framework and my process and my system that they install for clients. And now I have a share of 5 coaching businesses, not equity, but I have a profit share and a relatively high one in 5 businesses, right? I then have my Done With You, which is my core product where instead of do it for people, I show them and do it with them on calls. I'm a mentor for them. I say, I would do this, you can do this too. Right, this is where I make 85% of my money. I have an 80% renewal rate of a 9.5K mentorship offer, and I've seen some amazing results working with some very cool people, and I'm so grateful. And now I'm building out my do-it-yourself. I'm taking the last 8 months of feedback and turning it into a video program that then can be leveraged to get people results without my team doing it or me telling them how to, because it is so good. And it takes good time. It takes a long time to build very good things where the implementation is spot on. Because I'm done with doing anything short term. I'm here for the next 5 years running a digital coffee shop because I think it's the coolest thing ever, right? I still like to work. So I'm fine with doing 50-hour weeks. I'm 25 years old. I don't really have any hobbies outside of work. It can sound a little bit depressing, but I promise you, I built my business around my life, not my life around my business, which what I did in the previous one. So I still work a lot, but I have creative days. I work with clients that I consider friends because I'm very picky, and I get to develop myself as an individual and as a business owner every single day, and I don't think there's anything greater than that. Then ecosystem, I don't, myself when I buy stuff online, I don't like to get dragged through a funnel. Like, Fred, click here, then do this, then do that. It works extremely well for beginners. They need hand-holding. They're not as educated. Me, on the other hand, I'm extremely educated because I've been in the space for 3.5 years and been in the info space for the exact same amount of time, right? So I want to make my own decisions when going through a person's ecosystem. Then I'll watch a YouTube video, I'll watch an Instagram reel, see a story, join a free school. I spend time with the person over a long period. And that's the ecosystem that I want to build, right? You're watching this video now and you're maybe not in a position where it makes sense for you to work with me. Maybe you are in 4 months. Maybe you are in 2 years. But I guarantee you, if I show up twice a week with videos like this, where I educate you, I help you, and I show my personality, I tell analogies, I tell anecdotes of the things that I've learned, you and I build a parasocial relationship, and not in a bad way. You'll get to know me through my content because I'm also very openly sharing all of my numbers, my family, all of the things that I learned, because I think that is the greatest gift in life, right? Infinite longevity, because I built this business around me as a person, as a business owner, with my values, and not around an offer. I'm the longevity here. It's not an offer that people is buying into. People are buying into me, and I'm not going anywhere. And then clients first. I realized that I make a lot more money when I prioritize clients first rather than acquisition or lifestyle. If I can just serve my clients, that will ripple through everything else. My content will get better. My lifetime value will be better. I'll have more proof of concept, right? So clients first. You'd think that I have to say that because I'm making these videos, but trust me, when you're used to selling a one-time offer where you feel like your business resets every month, that was kind of like the last business that I just broke down, right? It's so acquisition first. It's like every month, new business. We're starting from scratch. Now, I don't feel like I'm starting from scratch, right? Because my client lifetime value is $16,000, right? Which means that every time that I get a client, I know that they will be worth $16,000 over the next 8 to 12 months, right? If I just serve them the right way, if I give them the best possible output. So that is it for this video. I hope that you learned the fastest and the 6 steps method to getting to $100,000 a month. I hope that my reflections and my learnings also sparked some thoughts in you in terms of what is important for you. How do you want to run your business? I tried my best not to make this video super biased because I think there's no right or wrong of running a business. The only right business for you is the business that ticks your boxes towards the specific outcome that you are looking to acquire, right? Sometimes it's high revenue and high volume. Sometimes it is high profit and lower volume. It all depends on you and what business you want to build. If you want to see a full breakdown of my coffee shop model, then there's a link in the description. I hope that you'll remember to like and subscribe if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it. And then we'll just see each other another time.